Welcome to the Caveman podcast collection. Tonight we're doing an episode of Butter's Bizarre Buffet podcast, episode 3, Deadly Foods. And with that, I'm going to turn it right over to Butters.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with a couple of things that I've tried that I forgot about. One is tarantula, fried tarantula. That one was all right. Kind of gooey on the inside after you eat it and bite it, but it's nothing I would really recommend, to be honest with you. I also had rabbit, which is very tender, but not a lot of meat, if you will. With that being said, both of them I've tried. One was in the rabbit. I was in school when we did it. The tarantula, I was down in Florida, and it just so happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it out, see what it's about. Not really my tasting, very good. But to go on to what I was talking about, what the episode is deadly meals, which are also kind of bizarre. Now, Ken, let me ask you a question. Would you consider yourself a daredevil, daredevil foodie, if you will?
No.
All right. So
nope,
you wouldn't.
I know what I like, and go ahead.
Yeah. So you wouldn't try any dish you come across, even if you didn't have to pay for it.
No, and not out of fear, but just because I know what I like to eat, and I'm not out of fear. I know what I like to eat. I just wouldn't see the need to. I'm not tempted by food's not really my thing, especially much anymore. But I guess in the right situation maybe, but not for the hell of it.
All right. Well, that's definitely fair enough to say. Some people are. They'll take advantage of it in any food they come across as long as it's edible, or just like me, should I say, it's unique to their country, like and ambiguous. I don't know the word. I know the word, but I can't pronounce it. But as long as it's something or part of their staple of their meal and stuff, yeah, I would definitely go and try it. But in some circumstances, some foods are actually quite dangerous, and the approach to food from doing that could even be deadlier to consume. Some dishes you might want to think twice before eating. Others that aren't very knowledgeable on food but love food definitely should be a little bit more cautious, especially going toward more exotic foods, I should say. Some of them can even contain toxins. One food that we do eat, a lot of people don't know, but I believe it's cashews. They're actually quite poisonous before they're harvested and ready to be eaten. I didn't know if you knew that.
I don't believe so. If I did, I didn't retain the information.
But well, one food that it's called ʀᴇ. It's almost like a yellowish orange type deal, split open with almost like 3 black berries, if you will, on the inside of them. It is actually a Jamaican fruit. It's actually the country's national fruit, although it's not native to Jamaica. Apparently, it was brought over from Africa during slavery trade, if you will. And one dish they make with it is called ʀᴇ and saltfish. And what makes it very deadly is in the wrong hands of a chef that doesn't know how to prepare it. The poison that it contains is, I'll just spell it out, HYPOGLYCIN. It basically, I guess, it causes very much vomiting, sick to your stomach. The illness could also lead to side effects like seizures, comas, death, if you will. It's kind of really crazy. Another one, if you want to get a really bizarre, now here's a really bizarre one. Now these are or 18 deadly meals that you could come across. So to make that specific again, and when I mean deadly, they are. The other one is called blood clam. Now, I'm not going to describe it because of the way it looks, but if you really are interested, Google it or find a recipe for it if you want. It's unique in the container. It's significant to amount of. I'm reading something here because I'm not even sure about this one. It's significant amount of hemoglobin, which makes them look very bloody. To some, the clams have an unsightly and almost gruesome appearance. We'll just leave it to that. They did a good job. It's basically typically they're even illegal in some countries. One is actually California.
Well, California is a state in the United States.
Yeah, sorry.
So is it illegal in the United States or just?
No, it's illegal in California and some other states within the USA. These clams were once considered popular in Chinese cuisine. However, the risks associated with eating these clams have been known for a while. In 1988, widespread hepatitis A epidemic swept Shanghai, according to China.org. The outbreak was traced to blood clams as a result of this outbreak. Over 300,000 individuals were exposed to this hepatitis. So that would be another one you might want to either avoid or just kind of take very big caution on eating, if you will. Going into more of the root aspect, because I know, Ken, you're more into vegetables too, and you like veggies.
Yeah, I'm a fat vegetarian, pretty much.
Cassava, it's a root. It is commonly grown in tropical regions of South America and South Asia and West Africa. So just kind of like very hot, moist, tropical areas, if you will. It's a substitute in gluten-free products, if you will. This is another reason why I thought you'd be interested in that. It's also responsible for Tapica pearls in boba tea. So it's in a lot of stuff that we eat, but it's also under one of the 18 deadly meals that I'm mentioning now too. It's cooked and processed and formed. There's nothing to worry about. However, if it's raw, it contains cyanogenic. I'm not really sure of these, but it can release a highly toxic chemical and it's a highly toxic chemical that could basically make you very sick and ill if it's not cooked properly. There was 2 deaths that were suspected in cases relating to this root itself. Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words a little bit. I get excited too because food is definitely a big thing for me. But I don't know what you thought of that, Ken, of it being in gluten-free products and stuff like that.
I don't really shy away from gluten. I avoid carbs if I can, but if there's gluten within the carb,
yeah.
What?
All right.
If there's okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Just saying I avoid carbs, but gluten I don't care.
Okay. Now another one that we talk a lot about is cheese. Now there is another cheese out there, ʀᴇᴜ. I don't know if you ever heard of that, Ken.
No.
It's translated to rotten cheese. And it doesn't really take much imagination to really know what this looks like if I describe it, but basically it's cheese that's been eaten by maggots and spit back out, and they just let it sit there for months on end. It's made from pecorino cheese, and during the process, the cheese is cut open, the eggs the eggs of the cheese flies are combined with the cheese itself on the inside. So when the larvae hatch, just like I said, they begin to consume the cheese, digest it, and you could go on from there what they do. Basically, the process is just fermentation, and it basically says it creates. It's supposed to be, from my understanding, very creamy consistency, and it's almost soft. Uh, it almost melts and oozes like liquid, like almost like a liquid bread.
Well,
So, I mean, yeah. Would
I'll
I?
pass on that one.
Yeah. Now, would I try any of these ones? To be honest with you guys, it would be far stretched for me to do. Um, I honestly could not give you any of you an honest answer unless it was actually put in front of me and to see what I could do. Being a foodie and adventurous as I am, I would like to think, you know, I would try some of these, but with some of the risks, like I said, it all depends on, how well you might know whoever's preparing it too, which in this case, you might not even know the person, which makes the risk a little bit higher. Um, this cheese, if not processed right, as it passes through the stomach acids in the wall, it can cause vomiting, abdominal pain, and we'll say bloody excrement. I think I can get away with. So it's banned in most countries, including our country, and yes, country. Its origin is based in Italy. So I mean, there you go. I don't know if you're ever going to get it here, but if you do, it's based in Italy, and that's probably where you're going to have to get it.
Well, it sucks that I'm going to miss out on that one.
Yeah. But so I will talk. You know what? I'll talk about one more, and this is one that I would absolutely try. It's actually on my food bucket list, and that's fugu, sushi, the pufferfish, if you will, and that's very popular. I don't really need to go into detail with that. Everybody knows what that is and what it contains and what it can do. But yes, that is, of course, everybody would know that's one of the 18 deadly meals on here, if not one of the worst. I said one of the worst, but that is one that I would definitely like to try, if you will. Um, Other than that, I mean, I can go on with a couple more if you want, but for the most part, all these foods are just as unique and disgusting and dangerous. Go onto the web, check them out. Just type in deadly meals and they'll pop up. Sagnaki is one more I'll talk about real fast. It's basically just raw squid and tentacles squirming around on your plate. You dip it into your sauce and you eat it. What makes that deadly is while you're eating it, I don't want to say they're alive, but they're definitely going around. It gets stuck in your throat. And if you can't get it out, basically you could suffocate to death because the sucker still will get attached. And when you eat it, you really got to chew them. And when you're chewing them, they stick everywhere in your mouth. Here's one for you, Ken. This is one that you and me can get into. Another deadly meal is the dragon's breath pepper. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've grown Thai dragon peppers. I don't know what the dragon's breath pepper is.
It's caught at 2.48 million on the Scoville scale.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not, I mean, there's definitely hotter out there, but this one is ranking on one of the deadlier sides.
Yeah, I don't know how the scale goes for when it gets that high. I've had 1 million Scoville hot sauce, but that wasn't even a pepper. It was just capsaicin in a bottle. So
yeah, and just like all those other hot peppers, it can numb the skin. It can tear up your stomach. Same concept as all those other really hot peppers that are out there. But I mean, if you're adventurous enough, just be careful. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple, and there's a lot more out there. Check them out if you're that interested. Is there anything you want to say, Ken?
I don't have much to add. My response to most of these things would just be, why the hell would you eat that? But I guess that's kind of the point of the podcast. So
Yeah.
maybe just let us know what you're going to go into next time. And
yeah, so going into these deadly meals, I also started thinking, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but the next podcast is going to be about Depression era recipes. Now, why I'm going into this is because there's a lot of very strange, odd, and bizarre recipes within that era. I've looked it up. I've even found a Depression era cookbook that's legit. To give you guys just a little sample, and it's not a bizarre one, it's actually a good one. You guys heard of upside down pineapple cake? Well, during the Depression, pineapple, a lot of those ingredients were very expensive. A lot of people didn't have all those ingredients to do. Well, one thing they did, and I actually made this recipe, was a coconut chocolate upside down cake. It was phenomenal, and it literally did not take much to make at all, and the cost to make it was almost less than $2. But it was, I mean, probably not nowadays, because, coconut flakes, everything is skyrocketing. We're not going to go into that. But back then, there were certain things that were cheaper than others, and especially during the Depression, nobody had money. They were all going crazy. So they just used what they had. To give you that and go on to the little bizarre side of it, and I'm sure you've heard of this, Ken, too. Hot dog jello salad, or even hot dog salad.
Hot dog jello salad?
Yeah. It's made with beef bouillon gelled, and basically celery, onions, garlic. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because it's going to be the next podcast.
Yeah,
but
I still have to eat dinner, so you can save that one for next time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I'll share more about the coconut chocolate upside down cake next time, but those are two from the Depression era that I will be talking about within the next podcast to basically keep it within the bizarre area, but also try to change it up a little bit, because I don't want to gross people out, the whole way through. I want to give them some unique stuff, maybe stuff they might even be interested in trying if they're curious. So
maybe,
but the Depression era, get ready for it, because the next one is going to be hopefully just as good, if not just as bad as this one and all of our other ones.
Well, there you have it. That was Butters flying the plane, if you will. Sorry for my lack of enthusiasm, people. It's just been one of those days. But I can't have all the fun, right? So
sorry for the slip up on the tongue and stuff. I just get very excited when it comes to talking about food and trying new food. So just bear with me through this podcast. But like I said, the next one's going to be just as interesting.
All right, guys. On that note, Butters Bizarre Buffet Podcast, Episode 3, Deadly Foods. So for me, cheerio.
Peace.